Hi, I'm Maarten. Today we're going to look at the sprint review. We're going to talk about some of the steps you can take to have a valuable sprint review. First, we're going to start with some preconditions. Your sprint review is your end of sprint event in which you look at the product. It's your inspect and adapt opportunity. You inspect the new increment and you adapt the product backlog. It's attended by the Scrum team and key stakeholders. It has a 4-hour time box for a 1-month sprint, but for shorter sprints it's typically shorter. A good thing to know about the sprint review is that it's a collaborative working session rather than a demonstration. On to the successful sprint review. You want to start by looking at what has been achieved and what hasn't been achieved. You want to be transparent towards your stakeholders. You're creating the value for them, so you want to let them know what you've achieved during the sprint and what hasn't been achieved and why it hasn't been achieved. Next, you want to look at what has happened during the sprint. Maybe there were obstacles, maybe there were new ideas, maybe there were improvements you have made. You owe them that transparency as well, and it creates trust and understanding. Third, you want to look at your product backlog. There's a new situation and things may have changed in the meantime, so you want to work together and look at the product backlog and see if it's still up to date. Fourth, you want to look at the market and business conditions. They influence your product backlog as well, and things that have changed in those areas are things that you want to put on your product backlog as well, or at least take into account. Finally, you want to look ahead and give your stakeholders a forecast of what may be coming up next. So that's the sprint review itself, but there are pitfalls as well. The biggest pitfall is calling it a demonstration. Again, it's a collaborative working session. You want to have the Scrum team and the stakeholders work together on improving your product backlog, which should result in more value being added in the end. Second, not having stakeholders present takes away the opportunity for stakeholders to give you feedback and to optimize the value you've delivered. Third, not having a full transparent situation in the sprint review doesn't really help. For example, showing untested software. You want to be open and honest because it creates trust, and you want to show the stakeholders quality software, not some unfinished piece of software. Finally, not looking ahead at the end of the sprint review takes away the opportunity for stakeholders to have a forecast. That's a sprint review in a nutshell. I hope this was useful to you. If you want to know more about what we do, please get in touch.